Welcome aboard Rocket Ship, the platform with the most relevant content for competitive examinations. Taking forward from our last class on answer writing for general studies mains examination, we'll take up a question in paper 1 of general studies section of civil services mains examination. So let us begin with reading out the question. That is, Akbar's reign ushered in Indianization of art, architecture and literature of Mughal period. Explain. Now this is a very easy question actually. Almost everyone can write it. The only thing is you have to recollect diverse points. And moreover, it's a shame if you miss this type of questions. Anyway, let us move ahead with the answer writing. How do we introduce our answer? We can begin by saying, for an example, Jalaluddin Akbar succeeded to the Mughal throne in 1556. His long reign, Akbar reigned between 1556 to 1605, almost for 49 years, marks somewhat a break from Muslim monarchs preceding him, as he was more liberal and essentially a believer in a syncretic spirituality. You can use this phrase while defining Akbar. Whenever you get to write about Akbar, you can use this phrase, syncretic spirituality. What it essentially means that Akbar chose from a very diverse set of beliefs and formed his personal belief from accumulating all sort of principles and you can say values from diverse beliefs. An example being Deen-e-Ilahi. Anyway, these tendencies, his syncretic tendencies, become evident in the art, architecture and literature also under his patronage. So, his attitude, his syncretic attitude about his personal belief becomes reflected in the art, architecture and literature of his period too. Now, as we can see, the adjoining graphic introduces some of the areas in which Akbar's syncretic attitude becomes evident. So these are the topics like art, in which comes the subtopics like painting. When you take the painting of Akbar's period during Akbar's reign, you see that Indian themes become coming up in the painting of that period. Also, indigenous stylistic elements like bright color is evident in the painting of Akbar's period. Then coming to dance, Kathak, which has a long tradition in India, becomes standardized during Akbar's reign. As far as music is concerned, we know that he patronized musicians like Tansen and others who are considered the forefathers of the northern style of music, of the classical music. Then coming to architecture of his period, his architecture took inspiration from Rajasthan and Gujarat, as is evident in the buildings of Fatehpur Sikri, his one-time capital, and then Hindu elements like bell, lotus, etc. They start to be introduced in the Mughal architecture. Then coming to literature, we know that he had commissioned the translation of many Sanskrit works into Persian and other foreign languages, and he also provided patronage to Indian languages like Brajbhasha and Khadi Boli, etc. Taking up these things in bit detail, coming to Indianization of art. As far as painting of Akbar's period is concerned, almost everyone here is well aware that Mughal painting started with Persian influence, with painters like Mir Sayyid Ali and Khwaja Abdus Samad who were brought to India by Humayun when he came back from exile. but in during Akbar's reign, saw the coming on scene of Hindu painters like some of the Hindu painters who joined the Mughal atelier or Mughal workshop or Mughal Karkhana during Akbar's reign were painters like Lal, Daswant, Basavan, etc. So, coming on scene of these Hindu painters meant that Hindu style and elements were introduced in Mughal painting. And all we have the example of illustration of the Razmanama, which is epochal in the development of Mughal painting, especially its Indianization. What the Razmanama was, it was essentially the translation of the Mahabharata, and you can easily make out, as it was a Hindu work in origin it was a Hindu work, so Hindu elements had to be perforce introduced into the illustration of the Razmanama. Then we'll move to dance during Akbar's reign. During Akbar's reign, Kathak developed into its currently known form. It adopted Persian Turkic dress. We know that the standard dress of the Kathak, standard uniform of Kathak is essentially Muslim dress or Persian Turkic dress. But its subject matter was in essence Indian. But Kathak's subject matter was essentially Indian. As far as music is concerned, we know that Akbar had provided or extended patronage to musicians like Tansen and others. So essentially the music of Akbar's reign, his period, was also had Indian theme and also Indian stylistic elements. Coming to Indianization of architecture, influence of the architecture of Rajputana and Gujarat become evident in the architecture of Akbar's period, with elements like chhatri and jharokha, which is balcony. These elements are introduced in Mughal architecture. This chhatri becomes so essential to Mughal architecture that that it is present even in the Taj Mahal. We know that the four towers which surround the central dome are topped by chhatris. Also, Hindu elements like bell and lotus decoration were introduced into Mughal architecture. Kalas, which is essential to Hindu temple, it tops Hindu temple, inspired the Guldastas. This is again an important point. Kalas inspired the Guldastas atop Humayun's tomb. These Guldastas are called, finial also. So finial atop the Humayun's tomb were inspired by the Kalas atop Hindu temples. Coming to the literature of Akbar's period, we know that he had commissioned the translation of many Sanskrit works into Persian and other foreign languages. You have a small homework here. Find the name of those Sanskrit works which were translated into Persian or any other foreign languages during Akbar's reign, and make a small note of it. It will be useful to you while writing your mains question, and also these questions might appear in your prelims examination also. Anyway, coming to patronage to Indian languages like Braj Bhasha and Khadi Boli. This is again very extensive. He provided a very extensive patronage to Braj Bhasha and Khadi Boli poets and authors. For an example, his first cousin and his favorite cousin actually, Abdur Rahim Khane Khana or Rahim Ji, is considered not only a foremost poet in Braj Bhasha but also a foremost devotee of Sri Krishna and a Bhakti saint himself. Similarly, he provided patronage to Ganga Kavi too, who was also a poet in Braj Bhasha. The language called Khadi Boli, which is a direct ancestor of Hindi, came into its own during Akbar's reign, which we mean that it developed to a standard structure during Akbar's reign. So he provided patronage to Brajbhasha and Khadi Boli, etc. But now we will sum up this answer. We can begin by saying that Akbar's syncretic attitude becomes reflected in the art, architecture, and literature also of his period. The art, architecture, and literature of Akbar's reign, they adopt stylistic as well as stylistic elements, themes, and also features from Indian art and architecture, and give rise to a style that is essentially Indian. This is how we sum up our answer. But before we end our session today, before we end our lecture today, we have to again implore you that do not be passive, but actively contribute to the model answer that we provide here. What we specifically mean that add to the model answer in the comment section below. Whenever you find a point that we might be missing, or you come across something that is novel to this the model answers that we give you. Anyway, that is all for today. We wish you all the best. Thank you.